what in the profession you like right now, whether it's direction or a process or whatever, just overall, the profession.
Yeah.
And what would you like to see a little bit more focus on from the profession?
So I guess in two parts, the profession as in S&C and MMA, the thing that excites me the most is that it's an open book and we're trying to be creative and discover the things that matter. There's not many jobs that you can go into in S&C where it hasn't been done like this for 30 years, so we need to keep it like this.
Right.
MMA is just like, we don't really know. So if you guys could go out there and find that out, that'd be awesome. And so we're in the process of doing that, and that's really, really cool.
That's ideal, yeah. That's great.
Yeah. And I think in general as a profession, I think there's a lot of alignment in what people are trying to do. And I think that's fantastic. I think the only thing that bugs me, and I was asked this question last week and I couldn't think of what it was, but it's the absolute statements that probably bug me the most. It's like, you can't do this. This is a bad exercise, or you should only be doing this because this is the only way to do it.
Right.
Which is just simply not true. And there's so many, I don't know if this is a saying here, but so many ways to skin a cat that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, just give me at least 2 whys as to why you're doing it. And then, okay, cool. Like, that's your decision. Go with it and be strong with your decisions. But as long as you have a why and you didn't just put that in there because you saw it.
Yeah. Because they were doing it?
Yeah, no, not good enough.
No,
why?
That doesn't work.
Why?
Yeah. When I was really heavily, working with athletes every day and, 9, 10, 12 hours a day, I said, you guys got to ask me questions. If you're not asking me why we're doing something, and I look over and you have that 9,000-mile stare going on, there's no purpose to what we're doing. So if you don't understand it, ask. So as a practitioner, yeah, you got to have the purpose. But as a recipient of that service, there's some responsibility to ask questions. Hey, coach, why are we doing this?
Yeah, for sure. And I also think that there's a bit of, there's always judgment from the outside on people because you don't have the context of why someone might be doing that exercise.
Right.
So obviously social media is a big part of that, and you want to put up some of the highlights of, here's 1 or 2 things we did today. It's cool. Let's get after it. And then there's a great deal of judgment based on it. We've had this discussion here. We are very open to constructive criticism or the critiquing questions, but at some point you yourself have to have answers as well. You can't just say, oh, that's terrible, you shouldn't do that. What about this?
Yeah.
It's like, well, here's my answer. Now let's have a discussion on it. What are your solutions? You have to have an answer for that.
Yeah.
You can't just criticize.
I am always, don't come to me with a complaint if you can't offer a solution.
Yeah.
Because, it's the same thing you said. It's just complaining if you never offer a solution. But when you think about it that way, and way back when I was in the military and I had a leader come to me and because I was grumbling about something probably. It's like, why are we doing this, blah, blah, blah. And he says, I hear you asking all the right questions, but what's your answer?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think we should do? How do you think we should do it? What would you do? And I started thinking to myself, I can't go back to this guy unless I can tell him how I would do it. Otherwise, sit back and observe, and then maybe bring it up later. And I definitely don't. I'm with you. I think you mentioned this a few seconds ago. I am not all about the guys beating each other up on social media.
Yeah.
I mean, professionally, I don't see a doctor on complaining about somebody. I don't see an orthopedic surgeon on saying,
that's very true.
That was a bad job on that repair.
That's pretty true.
You don't see that. We've all looked at something on social media and said, did that number? But for the most part, you have to take things for what they are. Some of it's entertainment.